Hello, I'm Hattie Fawcett, founder of Focus for Business and part of the team who run 90 Days to Equity Investment. Hopefully you've watched our video that explains the programme and you've decided to apply for a place. Before you do, I wanted to make sure you give yourself the best chance by giving advice on how to complete the benchmark assessment. Having completed the benchmark assessment, and if you want to be considered for a place on our next programme, I invite you to book a funding review call where we will go through your application, and if we agree it's a good fit, we will offer you a place on the programme. On the screen now and in the comments below this video is a link to our benchmark assessment. The benchmark assessment is, as the name implies, benchmarking. And we want to compare apples with apples, not apples with pears. So it's really important you answer the first two questions correctly because they form the basis of the benchmarking. We will be benchmarking the progress you've made in your business and your valuation against your peer group and against your sector. And so to assess this, we need to make sure that you've got the right degree of progress to be ready to raise investment. You could say we're assessing your deal appeal. The benchmarking is based on two criteria, business phase and business sector. And these are the first two questions you will be asked. In order to decide which business phase is the right one for you to select, there are three options: concept, development, and revenue. You should choose concept if you have got a business idea but have not yet prepared a product or a service and you don't yet have any paying customers. You should choose development if you've got a business idea and you have already built a product or service. It may still be an early form of the product or service, but you've built it and you've got you've run some beta trials or some pilots with potential customers so that you understand why a customer would buy your product or service. You should choose revenue if you are already selling your product or service and have paying customers. When it comes to sector, I want you to think about the problem you are solving, not how you solve it. It's probably easiest to explain this with an example. Let's say you run a business that has a mental health app, and each day you ask your customers to answer some questions on the app, to put in some metrics, and you give them some feedback on their mental health and what they might do to improve their mental health. Now, you might think that you should choose the sector app or software development because the way you deliver your product or service is through an app. I don't want you to do that. I want you to think about the problem you're solving for your customers. I think you're managing somebody's mental health. Therefore, the sector you should choose could be health, well-being, and maybe a subsector of mental health. So when selecting sector, think about the problem you are solving, not how you solve it. After that, the rest of the assessment is pretty simple and should be self-explanatory. You'll need to read the questions, you'll need to look at the scale, and you'll need to make a judgment call as to which is the best option to select to reflect the progress you have made to date. This is not judgmental. We don't mind where you are in the process of running your business. We all have to start somewhere. But I do want you to answer as honestly as you can so that we understand where you are and that we're making the right comparisons, comparing you to other people at a similar stage and in a similar sector. Having completed the benchmark assessment and to be considered for a place on the next programme, please book a funding review call. The link is in the comments. And then we will go through your benchmark assessment and going through the detail of it. After completing your benchmark assessment, you are emailed a short version. We get a more detailed version, and that is the one we will use on the funding review call. Having gone through your assessment, if we agree it's a good fit, we will offer you a place on the 90 Days to Equity Investment programme. Good luck. I look forward to welcoming you onto the programme and supporting you in raising equity investment.